Never, never am I gonna buy this stuff. I already have 5th edition Player's Handbook, Monster Manual, Dungeon Master's Guide, and a whole bunch of others, and I'm not gonna buy a mild upgrade to all 3 of these for $150 just so that I can be up to date. It's just kind of wrong, you know? I just can't take it, is what you might have been feeling over the course of the years. And now perhaps you find yourself sitting idly wondering, all right, I've got 12 players stretched over 3 adventures. And moving forward, we're all going to have to subscribe to D&D Beyond. That's a monthly payment. And you just know you're not going to do it. It's over. You're just kind of burned out on Dungeons and Dragons as a concept, as a company. You love the system, but it's just forget it, Hasbro. It's a tricky thing, especially if Dungeons and Dragons is the only game you've been playing for the last decade and a half or more. Maybe you started in 3.5. Maybe you started in 3.0 and you went from 3 to 3.5 to 4 to 5. Maybe you even bit the bullet and bought yourself the 2024 rule book. It's just kind of a shame in retrospect that Hasbro is just going to war with the employees of Wizards of the Coast because Wizards of the Coast is the only thing that keeps Hasbro afloat because it's the only thing they can cram IP into every 3 months and ship it out into the masses for them to gobble up. Everything plastic from the 80s will eventually be in Dungeons and Dragons on D&D Beyond for an additional $150 a month subscription. And as soon as you decide not to pay that, it's going to delete your entire character sheet and you're not going to have any access to any of that stuff. Hasbro is the worst. I can't with the Hasbro anymore. And they're ridiculous. If like me, you've been crushed under the weight of Hasbro and decades of Dungeons and Dragonsing, and you just need to find something to reinvigorate the spark, give you back your love of dungeon mastering, or I guess game mastering, because of course, either Hasbro or Wizards of the Coast copywrote the whole dungeon master concept, which means that if you had a little button on your shirt that said Dungeon Master, but you're running literally any other game, you can't say that. Regardless of what I'm doing, I like to say DM over GM. DM, GM, DM, GM, GM. It GM it gets caught. It gets caught in the mouth. DM, DM, DM. It just sounds better. It feels better coming out of the mouth. I have a little button I put on my coat that says Dungeon Master, and every time I go out and people see it, they always go, "Ah, I am also geeking. We can geek together." It's an instant hilarious fun time. And, I don't want to give that up. I don't want to give up my button. I don't want to give up my coat button just so I can be more accurate as to, no, I am a game master. Ugh. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents on that. No sugar in this.